All right, let's dive right into a case file from a city that is, well, sitting right on the absolute edge. This is a story all about misdirection, some very unlikely alliances, and a mission that was never, ever what it looked like on the surface.
You know, this one line, overheard in the city, it tells you everything you need to know about the kind of political chaos that's just brewing in Birmingham. Think about it. Power isn't being seized, it's being dumped on whoever's unlucky enough to be the last one standing.
So, here's the situation. The city's powerful leader, the prince, has just up and left. He's abandoned his post, leaving this really reluctant sheriff in charge. And that, of course, creates a dangerous power vacuum, which is the perfect environment for a high-stakes play.
So who steps into this mess? The Harpy. She's the city's social and political shot caller, and she puts together a team of specialists for what she says is a pretty straightforward, if delicate, mission.
On paper, the job looks simple enough, right? Pick up a VIP, show them a good time, build a little goodwill, and make sure they get to a very important business meeting. It's basically a glorified diplomatic escort. What could go wrong?
So who exactly is this VIP? Well, she's not just any old potential investor. We're talking about someone the entire success of this mission supposedly hinges on.
Meet Valentina. She's a wealthy, totally independent casino owner coming in from Detroit. And the official goal here? Persuade her to bring all her money and her considerable influence into Birmingham's ruling power structure, the Camarilla.
And the fact that she's even true? Oh, that's a huge deal. This isn't just about cash. Valentina represents old money, institutional power, and serious financial legitimacy. Landing her would be a massive political and economic win for the city's struggling leadership.
But you know, this is Birmingham we're talking about, so of course, nothing is ever that simple. With a team that's kind of mismatched and a target who is completely unpredictable, this quote-unquote simple mission goes off the rails almost immediately.
Let's just walk through the evening, because it gets weird fast. At the airport, Valentina completely ignores the team leaders and decides to only talk to the courier. Then she insists they all go to a dog track. And it's there, in a dusty arcade, that things get truly strange.
So after winning a game of Street Fighter, Eric, who's the team's super religious moral compass, has this sudden fiery outburst. He's literally screaming about smiting his opponent. Over a video game, it's a lot.
And Valentina's reaction? Well, it's pretty blunt. Totally confused, and it just perfectly captures the moment. It also really highlights just how strange and, frankly, dysfunctional this team's dynamic actually is.
Okay, so after that whole scene, they retreat to a private VIP box to try and calm things down. And this is where the mission really shifts from a bizarre social outing into a high-stakes ideological debate.
So on one side, you have the team. They're pitching all the benefits of joining their powerful organization. We're talking stability, security, protection, and access to truly insane wealth. But on the other side, you've got Valentina, and she's all about her hard-won independence, her personal freedom, and her deep distrust of the ancient powers that be.
For Valentina, this is what it all boils down to. It's about autonomy. She values being able to make her own choices without answering to a bunch of ancient, out-of-touch leaders who have no idea what the modern world is like. But the team counters with a brutally practical argument. Sure, freedom is nice, but true power, the real money, that's impossible to get if you go it alone. You just can't get the most bang for your buck if you're making enemies of the establishment. So, in the end, she makes a very calculated decision. I mean, she's a businesswoman after all. She agrees to invest her money in Birmingham, but she flatly refuses to join their exclusive club and give up an ounce of her independence.
So, the mission seems over. Partial success, right? They got the investment. Well, not exactly. Because as the team was about to find out, this whole operation was never, ever about Valentina's money.
You can imagine the team is just totally confused. They start pressing their field leader, a private investigator named Frost, asking him why he went to such bizarre, elaborate lengths just to get this one specific outcome. Why this investor? Why all the theatrics?
And that's when Frost drops the bomb. The entire operation, the airport, the dog track, the arcade, the debate, it was all just an elaborate favor. It was the price he had to pay to get a meeting, not with Valentina, but with the leader of the city's Nosferatu.
And the Nosferatu?
They are the absolute best information brokers in the business. They trade in secrets that no one else can even get close to. Frost needed information that only their leader had, and that whole night with Valentina was just the cover charge.
So why does he need the best spies in the city? Because he's hunting ghosts. Ghosts from his own past, hiding somewhere deep in the shadows.
The real target, it turns out, is a death cult of assassins from his own clan. These guys are religious zealots who hunt anyone not devoted to their founder. And Frost has reason to believe they are now operating right here near Birmingham.
And here's the real kicker. The entire team was used. They were all just unwitting pawns in Frost's personal, very dangerous, very secret war. Only one person knew what was really going on. Which leaves us with a critical and pretty chilling question. What started out as a simple business deal has now become a hunt. But by using his unsuspecting allies as bait to draw out a fanatical death cult, who's the hunter now? And who's the hunted?